From an interesting story to brand new Digimon and a ton of new products, I think we might be back, gamers. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome to, oh my god, Digimon Liberator actually is peak. So yes, Digimon Liberator, the Digimon card game web comic and web novel, we'll get to that in a minute, finally came out on April 25th after some details have rolled out over the past few months, and I'm kind of loving it so far. The first thing we got yesterday was this key art for the Digimon Liberator tie-in web novel. If you don't know, basically there's going to be the main Digimon Liberator web comic or manga, which will be up on Digimon card game website, as well as global comics for the UK readers. When Digimon Liberator dropped, it was incredibly hard to get loading. The site just wasn't loading. Apparently it's because of some encryption they're using where the image is all scrambled, and then the website recompiles it on the fly to try and stop people stealing or re-uploading the manga, I guess, but screenshots work fine. Seems weird and arbitrary. Anyway, Digimon Liberator will be posted every 2 weeks, not weekly like Digimon Seekers, which I actually think is a pretty good idea. The flow of Digimon Seekers was kind of hard to keep up with. I never finished reading it, and I think the 2 weeks gives them time to quality check, make sure the translations and formatting are good, so I'm all in favor of it. The novel will release every 3 months, currently with no start date. And that's kind of very different. Not weekly, not alongside every issue of Digimon Liberator, but kind of at the end, maybe, of a couple of issues of Liberator. That's very odd. But this initial key art of the web novel of Digimon Liberator got me very excited. This was giving huge Kowloon Cyber Sleuth vibes. And given that Digimon Liberator is based on a full dive game that lets you enter the world of Digimon card game and play Digimon cards, that Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory illusion works really well here. And if you think about it, the web novel, taking place presumably at the same time as Liberator but being a companion or side story, is exactly the same relationship that Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory had. In the art, you can see Yuki and her Impmon, Zenith, one of the NPCs from Liberator, and some new characters including Winner, who I keep wanting to call Winra, who is a new Digidestin partnered with a Fan Beamon. I win! I'm the winner! Yeah! He's gonna have a Royal Base deck. The Royal Base is the place where Fan Beamon, Waspmon, Cannon Beamon, and Tiger Vespamon live. However, they have said that it's going to get a new evolution line. So Fan Beamon's getting a card, but we might have to wait a little bit, Tiger Vespamon and Cannon Beamon, to get a card. That does mean we're going to get brand new evolutions, brand new bug Digimon, which I've been asking for, thank you Bandai. And they're going to be B-related, Fan Beamon related, very excited. Then with Digimon Liberator coming out, they released an official song. Speaking of new Digimon though, Yuki's Impmon has a brand new, kinda, evolution line. I kind of assumed that Yuki's partner Impmon might become a Bielstarmon, but instead it digivolves to this Growlmon equivalent Impmon with Punk in reverse written in digicode on its fist, its knuckle duster, that becomes Metal Growlmon. It's got big speakers, but it's kind of got some Beelzemon elements too. And finally, an Impmon or Beelzemon version of Magidramon, but its wings are made of what look like electric guitars. This is the most metal and punk evolution line I've ever seen. It's amazing. And it's actually a bit of a lore nod too, because originally in Digimon Tamers, Impmon was going to be the partner Digimon of the main character before Konaka requested a partner that was more like Agumon. So in some ways this is merging the ideas of Impmon and Guilmon both being protagonist partners. I've seen some people annoyed at this, that it's not like a Beelzemon line, but remember, this isn't the Tamers continuity, this is a brand new continuity. So having an Impmon evolution line that folds in a ton of Guilmon elements is perfectly fine in the Liberator continuity. They're not beholden to the continuity of Tamers. And I personally think this whole evolution line looks amazing. They also announced they are going to be releasing the D-Storage, aka your mum. No, that is the Digivice of Digimon Liberator, actually a deck box, which the characters in Liberator can actually use to initiate card battles. But this is basically going to be a fancy deck box. And the products didn't stop there. A few of us have kind of known about it for a couple of days, but this morning, as of time of recording, a couple of days ago by the time you're seeing this, Bandai also announced there will be more Digimon Pendulum Color V-Pets. The Wind Guardian, Metal Empire, and Virus Busters, the 4, 5, and 0. And they announced a brand new Digimon is going to be on them, much like how Tlaloquemon was on the last set, a DNA Digivolution of Saber Leomon and Eldoradimon. These new pendulums will have Cernamon, based on Cernanos, an ancient Celtic god. That being a DNA Digivolution of Puppetmon and Hydramon, and wow, that's really cool. It's a grass deer with literal horns for horns, pretty cool. So there's a lot of Digimon products coming out, thankfully. That's why I'm really happy that today's video is once again sponsored by ZeninTCG. As you know, ZeninTCG is your one-stop shop for Digimon goods. products and anime stuff too, a bunch of products. They are really expanding and doing so in such a wonderful way. ZeninTCG, of course, have pre-orders for the Digimon Pendulum Color V-Pets, the Wind Guardians, Metal Empire, and Virus Busters versions, and if you get all three bought together, they will give you a nice discount on the total. In addition to that, ZeninTCG is also taking pre-orders to coincide with that September-October release of these new Pendulum colors of their own premium Pendulum cases. Maximum security premium Pendulum cases. Keep your Pendulum V-Pets protected in a lovely, clear, hard body case, so you don't have to worry about your expensive V-Pets when you're traveling around with them. I'm also confident Zenin will take orders on the D-Storage when it becomes available. We're currently a little bit loosey-goosey on the details of that from Bandai Namco, but I can almost guarantee Zenin will have those. And they've got a ton of other Digimon products too, including that Digimon Color Evolution I talked about in the middle of the week. Lots and lots of really exciting products on ZeninTCG now for Digimon lovers like you and me. Thank you to Zenin for sponsoring that section of this video. Let's keep talking about Digimon Liberator. The first chapter was then officially released, and as I've touched on, the website struggled. Chapter 0 has been out a little while now, and Chapter 1's out too. I read through both, and I think this is a really good setup. I made a video a while ago asking for a Digimon card game anime, and this is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I'm not going to summarize the plot of Liberator here, because it releases every 2 weeks. You've got more than enough time to read it, but I am going to leave links in the description down below where you can read it in English. There's going to be links to the Digimon card game website, but also Global Comics, who are a official re-uploader, I guess, another place that Bandai Namco is sharing Digimon Liberator, so you can go and read it. Really recommend you go read it. It's tons of fun. They're actually using rules from the card game. They have a Tobu Catmon that has jamming. It's so much fun. And that first chapter keys us up into what's going to happen going forward. And it gives huge Cyber Sleuth vibes, which I'm a big fan of, as well as kind of other elements. Like the main protagonist, Shoto, is giving very much vibes of like Taichi V Tamer. He does mess up, and he's not amazing at Digimon card game. In fact, he's a fan of people in Dreadnought in Chapter 0. And I like that there's this comedic slant, but also this much more deep story. Something that people have been critical of some Digimon mangas, they don't always go super deep unless you read like Cross Wars. Z-Tamer is good, but it doesn't have a ton of depth that I think Digimon Liberator could have. And indeed, in addition to the key art for the web novel, Digimon Liberator the webcomic got key art too, showing some of our main characters, Shoto, Orisa, Owen Dreadnought, Zenith, as well as a few other characters. But interestingly, we also got a full glimpse of Owen Dreadnought's partner Digimon that we all kind of assumed would be like a Jellymon type, but actually it's much more evocative of like a Triceratops. And we're getting a good look at full art of the other people who are going to be main players too. The girl with glasses who has a Shakomon, the girl with long white hair that's partnered with a Sun Orizamon, and indeed the Frozen Night NPCs, which look hella creepy. Also something that I want to note, I have said from the beginning I'm getting Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory vibes from this, and indeed a version of Mr. Navit from Cyber Sleuth does show up in the first chapter of Liberator. I thought that was super neat, a great nod. So obviously got cards coming out for all of these. Yuki, her Impmon, its evolution line will get named soon. Currently we do not know the name of that evolution line. I really like that they are matching people's deck profiles to their evolution lines of their partners, quote unquote. Yuki having a Dark Dragon Discord deck means that she gets this Dark Dragon Impmon line. Winner and Fun Beamon confirmed to be getting a new evolution line, but still connected to the royal base. I wonder if we're going to see a Vespamon, as we've seen Tiger Vespamon. What does a regular Vespamon look like? Is it going to be like a Queen Bee, the Queen of the Hive? I think that would be really fun. Making me think of, well, Vespiquen from Pokemon. I'm just glad that Bandai has made Fun Beamon a prominent partner Digimon again, not just in Hacker's Memory. I don't think a ton of people at Bandai watch my videos, but this in any way was a little thing for me. I appreciate it. I don't think it was though, let's be honest. They probably just like Fan Beamon. But if it was in any way because I promoted him, that would be amazing. I don't think it is though. Now's a really good time to jump onto Digimon Liberator though. It's actually really amazing. The art is really good. I kind of wish this had live action PVs like Digimon Seekers, but it's fine that it doesn't. And Bandai even apologized for those slow load times on the first day. Honestly, it's kind of a great sign that Digimon's popular enough to basically DDoS their website. But with things like Global Comics in the English speaking world and other re-upload sites in Japanese and Chinese, hopefully Digimon Liberator should be really accessible for Digimon fans who speak different languages. I want to give a quick shout out to the Digimon TCG 2020 news bot, which is run by some cool people who I believe know who I am or at least watch the videos. They've collected some info that I didn't notice before, such as that during the Yuki and Impmon segment of the kind of live stream they did to kick off Digimon Liberator, they did say there was a specific reason for her Impmon not evolving to the usual Beelzemon or Beelstarmon, so I like that they're at least acknowledging that. They showed off the D-Storage in person. It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work great with decks, especially fully sleeved decks. Hopefully they've considered that, but it's a nice piece and I like collecting Digivices, so I'm going to get it regardless. Now obviously I'm not a TCG focused channel, so I'm not going to go into breaking down like every Digimon TCG news we've got coming out, but there are things like the premium heroine set, which looks really fun. I hope that's getting an English release, as well as some other stuff like BT18 Element Success successors coming out in Japan, and obviously because they're globally syncing Digimon card game, it should come out in English pretty soon too. It's got some amazing artwork featuring Emperor Greymon. I think it's a really positive time for Digimon card game in particular, but also like they've got the Pendulum Colors coming out, the VPETs are happening. The story of Digimon Liberator I think is very exciting. Now personally, I kind of hope this would eventually become an anime, just because, as I've said before, while I'm not necessarily a person that needs an anime, I think an anime is what kind of puts a franchise on the map in a lot of ways, especially when you're trying to appeal to people that aren't already fans. But Digimon Liberator does seem to have pulled in a lot of people who are curious about what it is. So I can only think this is a good thing for the franchise. And maybe one day they'll be able to adapt it, though they haven't really historically adapted any Digimon manga. Maybe Digimon Liberator will buck that trend one day, I don't know. I think this is going to be fantastic for the Digimon card game though, and that overspill will absolutely do wonders for Digimon itself. It's very clear that Digimon card game is making them the most money now, so they are going gung-ho on this, making tons of new Digimon, which is one way that you can guarantee that existing fans are going to lose their minds, making fun stories, not just a webcomic, but a web novel too. It's an exciting time to be a Digimon fan, and while admittedly it's not the conventional way you want to be excited, like an anime and a video game, we've got VPET news, we've got manga news, we've got toy news. Not so bad right now, gamers. And there's still that promise of Digimon video game news soon, so it could be exciting. Anyway, I just want to talk about Digimon Liberator, some of the news we've got, some of these new Digimon. We got 4 new Digimon yesterday, plus at least 3 more guaranteed to be coming very soon. That's super exciting. New VPETs, like I said, make sure to go check out ZeninTCG to get your pre-orders on all this stuff that's coming out soon or in the future. I'm personally way more wowed by Digimon Liberator than I thought I was going to be so far, and I am going to be reading it every 2 weeks. I'll also probably check in with streams now and then where we'll catch up or talk about it, or maybe just do update videos when there's significant stuff to talk about. It feels good. It feels like April into May we're going to get some more Digimon stuff, and I think Digimon Liberator is kicking off. I also think they wanted to wait for Digimon Liberator to come out before they possibly started sharing news of other stuff. Like Liberator came out, then they shared the new Pendulum Colors. I think this is a good format to follow. Wait for one big thing to come out, then announce another. So once Digimon Liberator has been rolling for a bit, wouldn't surprise me if we heard about that Digimon story game. Alright, thank you to my sovereign on Patreon, ZDK14, everyone else who supports me on patreon.com/Karn EX, and my channel members here on YouTube. I appreciate you all very much, and I'll see you soon. We go digital. Bye bye.